I've spent the last 4 months creating the world's best AI pronunciation feedback tool. In this video, I'm going to show you how it works and show you how you can try it out. So this is one of my courses, and if you don't want to sign up for any of my courses, that's fine. I'm just showing you this as an example, then I'm going to show you the other one. This course is focused on building better pronunciation habits, reducing your accent, and it's all by example. Repeating after me, learning step by step, okay? But after the lessons where you need to then practice what you've learned, at the end of all of the lessons teaching you the individual sounds, we put it all together into a big chunk and practice it together. Once you've learned all that, if you just practice by yourself, how do you know you're getting it right? So below this, there is this very simple screen here, and it has the entire text here. You can see that this text is the same as this text from this lesson. Now let's do our practice example. Right, okay, so that's me from a few years ago. Now, what happens when I click on this? See the text here, you can edit it. You probably shouldn't. In this case, I'll show you later the other one where you can create any exercise you want, but this is the one you've learned in the course. By the way, this course is one of the 5 courses in the 90-day program. Then you tap record, and I'm going to show you this twice because I want to show you how accurate it is. Some pronunciation tools, I'm not going to name any names, they will deliberately give you a lower score so that you're motivated. It's almost impossible to get a full score. But with this, it is so accurate. Okay, not 100% perfect, no AI tool is. It is so accurate that if you do it perfectly, you will get a perfect score. So here we go, let's try this. It will not give us much trouble to fold this stuff after dinner and put it on mom's bed. But with all the other hard work still left to do, 10 minutes is not enough. Let's get the clothes finished and after that, get the rest done. Lugging Alan's heavy old athletics equipment boxes up the steps to the attics is probably gonna be the toughest job. Expect the to-do tomorrow to be longer. This is going to get a pretty low score. I don't know, it could be, if I were to guess, maybe a 50 out of 100, so you get a score out of 100. Then, and this is being analyzed by a really good AI model that is able to accurately analyze not just the individual words, but the flow across sentences, intonation. It really picks up on almost everything. Now, this is the individual word stuff. That doesn't mean that these are the only things that I did that could have been more natural because, for example, one of the big issues was I added sounds at the end of words. So, for example, I said fold, right? That was really not clear. So we can look at the words if we want to. We can listen to them.
Close, close, close.
Okay, we can listen to the words. And we got, I was guessing about a 50-45, so even worse than I guessed. We can look at the entire breakdown, so the accuracy of my individual sounds called phonemes, my flow overall and how I was linking words, my overall rhythm. This is really accurate. But I want to hear that explained to me, right? This is great. This is very useful. I know what I need to focus on, but I want somebody to explain what I should do differently next time. You know, if this coach is a little direct with you, that's because I made it this way on purpose. I think most English learners just want the truth, right? Not, oh, wow, you did a great job. Try harder next time, but tell me what to improve. Exactly.
Let's review this recording. There are several major issues we need to address.
Oh, major issues, huh? Okay.
First, your TH sounds are turning into Z sounds. For words like this and that, your tongue must come out slightly between your teeth, not sit behind them. Second, you are adding extra vowel sounds to the ends of words. You said folda instead of fold. Make sure to cut off the air right after the final consonant. Finally, your rhythm is too blocky. You need to link your words together smoothly instead of pausing after every single word.
Yeah, I think that feedback is spot on. And I mentioned that before we listened to the coach, right? I was adding sounds at the end. So in addition to not pronouncing the words clearly, there's some flow issues. There's issues with adding the sounds. It's It's rough. It's rough. So I can listen to my original here. It will not give us much trouble to fold. Now let's listen to a native version here.
It will not give us much trouble to fold this stuff after dinner and put it on Mom's bed. But with all the other hard work still left to do, 10 minutes is not enough. Let's get the clothes finished, and after that, get the rest done.
We can slow it down if we want to do shadowing. Then if you want to really listen to the specific sounds, you can slow down the native version. So, pretty rough score. Now, I need to prove to you that you can get a perfect score. So let's now go for a perfect native score. It will not give us much trouble to fold this stuff after dinner and put it on Mom's bed. But with all the other hard work still left to do, 10 minutes is not enough. Let's get the clothes finished, and after that, get the rest done. Lugging Alan's heavy old athletics equipment boxes up the steps to the attic is probably going to be the toughest job. Expect the to-do tomorrow to be longer. Now that should be pretty close to a perfect score. Let's say at least above a 96. It's gotta be. Hey, perfect. Wow, overall score 100. And I think it was a 100. No issues detected. All vowels and consonant clusters were pronounced perfectly. A flawless reading. The articulation of consonant clusters and vowel glides matched a standard American accent perfectly. No issues detected. Wow, wow, wow. A perfect score. What an honor to receive a perfect score. Again, my point in showing you the perfect score version is just to show you that, hey, when it's perfect, it's perfect. When it's not, it's not. And these are the reasons why. And that's what you need to really improve your pronunciation and your flow to sound more natural. The key is to know where to focus, to know what to pay attention to make some changes, and then to try again. That's the loop, the feedback loop. So for so long, feedback loops haven't really been there, especially feedback loops tied to content. I think that this is another really important part, is you have a lesson, you learn, then you practice, and then you have feedback. And then you try again, and you try again, and you build the right habits. This, I think, is what AI is good for. I'm against AI slop as much as anyone else. But I think what it's good for is identifying places where things can be better, and a well-crafted AI tool, I think, really makes the difference. Now, this version that's tied to these lessons, obviously it's connected to a course. So the pronunciation course can be purchased by itself, or you can sign up for the 90-day program, and it is, I think, the second course that you unlock as you go through the 90-day program, and it includes AI feedback for assignments throughout the course as well. I'll cover that in another video. That was a whole other project. Another video. But I said I was going to show you how you could do this, how you could try this by yourself. So this is the standalone version. This allows you to use your own text and to also generate challenges based on specific things that you might be struggling with. Now, let me mention one thing before I show you this. I'm going to put a link to this in the description of the video, so you're welcome to click on it and try it out. Get in while you can. There are limits. I have a limit in place. Once it hits that usage limit, it will stop working. You'll see maybe an API key or API limit quota exceeded, something like that. So if you get in and you see the limit, I apologize. It means the cap was hit. Other people have used it up. If you get in and you can use it, fantastic. Great. And you might be struggling with different things. You can put in what you're struggling with here, or you can say, I'm struggling to connect words smoothly, and I'm struggling with the TH sound, and I'm struggling with word stress, okay? And you can edit this if you want to. So if you want to change some of these words, that's fine. This is not meant to make sense. This is just supposed to be, difficult. Okay, so for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this mostly correctly with a couple of issues, and then toward the end, I'm going to mess up on the THs especially. Therefore, the theoretical methodology throughout this depth of research thoroughly examines whether these rhythmic ethics are inextricably linked, though many authoritarian theorists thoughtlessly disregard the inherent truths buried within such Southern aesthetics. So we should have more issues toward the end than the beginning, but there were a couple here with the vowels that I messed up intentionally. And it was a little bit, let's be honest, it was a bit choppy. Okay, 64, to be honest, feels about right to me. That feels pretty much spot on. I could do a new challenge, or I could try again. Let's see, the main issues. Wow, yes, all of the THs. So let's see, I can hover over, by the way. I don't think I showed that before. Sounded like searists. Yeah. Sounded like whiz in. Yeah, this is all exactly what I did. Wrong stress and choppy. Stress dull. Methodology. Yeah, exactly. Examines. Yes, that's right. Let's listen to the coach. Let's see what the coach has to say.
The biggest issue holding you back is your pronunciation of the TH sound. You're replacing it with S or Z, saying things like whizzin instead of within, and southern instead of southern. To fix this, you must...
It's also useful when a teacher can tell you what you sounded like. A good pronunciation teacher is going to tell you, hey, this sounded incorrect. It sounded like this. They're not making fun of you. They're just telling you what it sounded like so that you can hear it. You hear somebody else say it.
Place the tip of your tongue slightly between your front teeth and blow air continuously. Additionally, watch your flow on longer words. Instead of pausing in the middle of words, like methodology, practice blending the syllables smoothly and putting the strong beat on dole.
Good. All right, so there you have it. I think I can say, yes, it's my opinion, of course, I'm biased, but I've been testing pronunciation tools for years. I think this is one area where it's just been very weak. There hasn't been anything really great out there. I honestly think, this might sound crazy, that I have created the best pronunciation feedback tool in the world. I really do. And I did it because I want the students taking my courses to have the best possible experience. I want them to have a feedback loop that actually works. I don't want them to just go through content and courses, practice by themselves, and not know, did I do this right? Is this right or wrong? I don't know. That's why I did it. That's why I built this. And I'd really love to know what you think. If you can try the free version I have up, go ahead. If you miss out, I'm sorry. You're welcome to check out the 90-day program. I think it's a fantastic deal. I'll link that in the description. And just to be clear, this is not the only AI feedback tool in the 90-day program. I'm making some major upgrades. So check it out for yourself.